about the UN role in making peace and stability here in South African Republic.
Thank you. It's my turn to say thank you, especially thanks for all the contribution of Egypt and the Egypt contingent. Now, broadly, what are we doing here? Just as you know, supporting this population that suffer a lot. And the UN is here to create the conditions for the state authority to be able to control all the country and to run the country properly in a democratic way and with the full integration of all the population. So we have a mandate, the MINUSCA, the mission of UN in Central African Republic. There's a mandate that it's our set of rules that we always apply, and it's always present, being the first task we have on that specific mandate, the protection of civilians. Although there are some other important tasks like the restoration of state authority, but protection of civilians, it's always very upfront in our mind as the key element and key factor that drives our actions. And so mainly what we are doing in just a short way, we are creating conditions for the state to take over the entire country, and in the meanwhile to protect all the civilians of Central African Republic.
Okay, great. How do you evaluate the Egyptian role here in under the umbrella of the UN in making peace and helping the MINUSCA to do its missions?
As a great contribution. They are, although I have Egyptians also as staff members and as military observers, we have, as you well know, two main units. The transportation, here it's critical because the country doesn't have proper roads. We have only one road that we can say that it's a proper one, and so it's very hard to move the goods from one position to the other, to take supplies to my positions that are scattered all over this country, and it's especially very hard to do it during the rainy season. And so the transportation unit you have here, it's critical. And yeah, it's. I would like to see more of it if Egypt wants to, because they play a very important role. Going to the battalion, to the mechanized battalion, to the force. Bangui is the center of gravity of the country. Naturally, the government is here. All the head of the agencies are here. MINUSCA. The head of MINUSCA is also here. So, and in this country, with almost as I said, no roads, no ways to reach the most important villages in a quick way, and during the rainy season, sometimes even being impossible. Bangui is really the center of gravity of this country and of the mission. And so, have a unit here that can protect some what we consider critical spots around Bangui. Being able to escort and do the most critical escorts when we need them. And those can be related either to protection of UN personnel, protection sometimes in support of the court of law, when there are some critical activities in the court that might trigger a reaction. It's always good to be able to count with a force like the Egyptian force here, so that we can be relaxed and the situation in Bangui can stay under control as is. And they conduct also several patrols in Bangui and the outskirts of Bangui that are a contribution, because it's the Egyptian unit plus other units that I have in the area that are precisely with the police patrolling Bangui and the outskirts of Bangui, and this is fundamental for the, I would say, peaceful situation we live in Bangui.
In the near future, do you expect a progress in the whole situation here in Bangui?
Yeah, in Bangui.
After all of these efforts you are doing here.
Yeah, in Bangui, and I think the situation in Bangui is fairly calm from the military point of view. There are some problems, but are more, I would say, police level problems that are normal in all the capitals, all the big cities around the world, or at least the large majority of it. Now, military point of view, Bangui, it's a secure place. I have more problems securing the rest of the country, especially in some specific areas, although situation has improved and significantly from 2-3 years ago, because now there are no areas where MINUSCA cannot be or cannot access. Now, we all hear the news, and I don't need, I have inside information, but you can hear this on the news. Yeah, there are attacks normally, there are explosives that are being used by some group, and so it's not a peaceful country, it is not yet, but the situation is improving, yes, significantly, because there are no areas where we cannot work. If Egypt is willing to send troops with the quality they have sent, I'm always happy to receive them. It's always a pleasure to work with contingents that are very professional, that do their best to fulfill the tasks and the missions that are assigned, and especially that they've always clearly present in their minds the mandate you have, we have, and they have to go by. So that give us our main tasks, and Egypt is one of the contingents that makes my work an easy one. Very comfortable with the performance of the Egyptian contingent.
Great.